Oh yeah, what's going on YouTube? Nick here. Thanks for coming by to the channel. Appreciate you guys coming back. So in this video, I'm gonna show you my Lyft driver pay for last week and show you how much I made, show you the rides that I did, show you all the rewards and the tips that I made. So stay tuned for the video and check it out. Before we get into the video though, we're doing the free dash cam giveaway every single month. Not only that, but we're giving the best tips and strategies on YouTube today for Uber and Lyft drivers. I've been an Uber and Lyft driver for over 2 years, given over 5,000 rides, and it's always counting, always ticking up. So if you want the best advice to help you make more money as an Uber driver or as a Lyft driver, it was a $33 ride. That's what I made, but then they gave me almost $20 in tips on top. Click the subscribe button right here. Give me a thumbs up on this video. Make sure you ring the bell to get the best videos on YouTube today. Right now, we're gonna start the screen recording and I'll show you, we'll go right into my app, my Lyft driver app, and we'll show you everything that's going on, all the money I made for last week. Check it out. Oh, by the way, before we get started, if you are an Uber or Lyft driver, please comment yes in the description. If you're not, comment no. Okay guys, so here we are in my other camera and we're here in my apartment. And right now I'm gonna share with you my Lyft pay. So I'm gonna start a screen recording and then I'm gonna open up the app. Let's open the Lyft driver app and see how much I made today in my Lyft driver pay. Yeah, you can see the stockings back there. Yeah, I still have to take down some Christmas stuff, so don't judge me. So last week was okay. I'm in my apartment right now. You can see it right here. Oh, and there's a really good tip too I want to show you at the end of the video. So we'll go over my pay and then I'll show you this tip that really, this is like a really good tip if you are a Lyft driver, especially if you drive in the premium modes. I've been driving for over 2 years now for both Uber and for Lyft, and I've given over 5,000 rides between the two of them. And what I've done, I've started out as an Uber X and Lyft economy driver, and then I upgraded my vehicle. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to give myself an opportunity to make more money. Now, some people will say don't spend money on a nice vehicle to drive Uber and Lyft. I disagree, but it definitely depends on your market. If you don't have the rides there, if you can't get the premium rides, and by premium rides, I mean XL, Uber and Lyft XL, Lyft LUX. Some markets have Uber Select, and that would be equivalent to Lyft LUX Black, and Lyft LUX Black XL. In Boston, where I drive, Uber is not accepting any more Black accounts at the moment. So, but I do have to double check. I do have to go back and check and check with them. But last time I checked, which was last year, there wasn't any more accounts available for Uber Black in the Boston market. But your market might be different, so you have to look into that. But like I said, at the end of the video, I'll show you some tips that'll really help you if you're thinking about upgrading your vehicle. I'll show you how to figure out if your market will support you upgrading your vehicle to a premium vehicle. So right now, here we are. So let's go into my dashboard. So right now we go into dashboard and we'll see how much money I made last week. Today is Monday, so it's the beginning of the week. I had my daughter this morning, so I didn't get out early. I took my time. Yesterday was the Super Bowl, so we watched the Super Bowl. I had a late night pretty much, so then I just stayed in with my daughter this morning. We kind of slept in, took our time before I got her to daycare. And so I didn't catch the morning rush, so I didn't make any money. Right now, okay, I have over 2,000 rides, 2,023 rides, over 2,000 rides with Lyft. You can see my stats down here. My acceptance rate is 100%, which has been pretty hard. I've been below 90, which kind of stinks because when you hit 90 and your numbers are up, you hit like gold status and they'll tell you the length of your trip. And I have a 5-star rating, which is actually really good. But so far today, nothing this week, but let's go into driving history. This is where you can really see what's happened for last week. So we'll go to January 27th to February 2nd. And let's take a look at the numbers. So my net earnings were $583.99, 23 rides total, 9 hours and 18 minutes booked. Book time means from the point you accept a ride to the point that you end the ride. And then online time was 1 day and 13 hours. So a couple things to note right here. I always like to, because I drive in the premium mode, I like to see what my average is per ride. So if we take 583, but let's minus the tolls, right? So if you look down here, actually we'll just go through all the numbers and then we'll do some analyzing. So my ride earnings were $454. Tips were $95. Guys, look at that number right there, $95 in tips. And ride earnings were a total of $454. So That is well above my average of 10%. I don't know what it is, what I did this week, but I had a really good week. And there's actually one ride that I know I got a really good tip on. I want to talk about that because it's a really good point that I want to make. Ride earnings, $454, tips, $95. So that's 20%. That's over 20% in tips right there. Bonuses, $12, cancel earnings, $5, and then tolls, $17.15. What I want to do here is I want to subtract the tolls and the canceled earnings, which is $22.15 from the total up top, so I can see what my average is per ride. So we'll take 583.99, 583.99 minus $5 for the canceled earnings, minus $17.15 for the tolls, and that's $561.84. And 23 rides. So we'll divide this by 23 rides. And that's $24 per ride. This is well within my average. This is what I like to see. Anywhere from $20 to $25 is good for an average as a premium driver in the Boston, Massachusetts market. Now, I do have times where I'm hitting $30 and $35 and $40 per ride, but this is typically my average. My floating window is between 20 to 25. And that's how you can tell like where you're at for the week, how you're doing on your rides. And there is a strategy to being a premium driver. So you don't just go out and just catch premium rides all day. There's a lot of downtime, and you have to know how to hit those. So I want to make sure that you know this, and that's where I'm going to share the strategy, a little bit of my strategy at the end of the video. What is your average per ride? What do you make per ride? I would love to hear what you make. So go ahead and comment below. I'd love to hear that. By the way, too, if you're thinking about becoming a driver, my link is in the description. You can get up to a $1,350 guaranteed bonus when you sign on. You're guaranteed to make that money for your first like 100 trips, which is actually pretty good, especially if you're going to drive in the Uber X category. So that's Uber, and there's also a link for Lyft as well. And here's the thing, if you use my link, I'll be here. You can direct message me, you can text me, I'll give you my number, and then I'm here to coach you and teach you and help you out along your way, because I know it can be a little confusing. I wish I had a mentor when I first started. I learned everything on my own, and I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning. So if you use my link, if you're thinking about becoming a driver, I will be here to coach you and help you along the way. So that's $24 per ride. I'm really happy with that. Now, some of you like to do per hour, but I don't agree with that because we are independent contractors. So independent contractors are business owners, not hourly employees. As long as you think on an hourly basis, you will always be an employee. When you're ready to start looking at your rideshare business as an independent contractor, as a business, then things start to change. The game starts to change a little bit. And this is something I want to point out. So I'll look at my per ride value, and then we'll get into the book time, and then online time is just the amount of time I was on. I wasn't driving around. A lot of times I'm sitting and waiting in my apartment. So book time. So what was our number from before? So we want to multiply this times 23, get back. So 561 and then divided by 9 hours, 18 minutes. So we'll do like I'll do 9.5 hours. So we'll divide this by 9.5 hours. So, I mean, on an hourly basis, on what I get paid while I was booked. While I was booked, not while you're sitting around waiting, because while I'm sitting and waiting, I'm doing other things. Like I could be editing a video while I'm sitting and waiting. So yes, I'm on call, but I don't agree with that philosophy. So, but if I wanted to get my average, it was $59 per hour for those 9.5 hours that I was on. That's really good. Like I'll take that all day. For the amount of time that I drove, I made $60 in that driving time per hour. And so like I said, like usually I make more than that, but this was a week that I had my daughter. So I had her 5 nights this week, which really puts me on a time restriction. I can't be out and work as late as I want to. Like I definitely can't drive. I can't make any money on the evening rush when I have my daughter because I have to pick her up from daycare. So I have to make sure that I don't get trapped in the city because I have to pick up my daughter. I honestly have to pick her up by 6 o'clock. So if I'm in the city at 5 o'clock, it's gonna take me a full hour to get home to pick her up. Where normally if there wasn't any traffic, it would take me like 25 minutes. So you can see the difference there. So honestly, like 4 o'clock is the latest that I work on the nights that I have to pick up my daughter. So it doesn't allow me to make any money on the evening rush. So February 1st was Saturday night. I was able to go out on Saturday night. I asked my daughter's mother to watch her for the night, so I went out for a couple hours. I went out at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Maybe it was like 9, maybe at 9 o'clock, just for a couple hours. I ended up getting super tired, so I didn't take a lot of rides that night. But I was able to go out for a little bit. Ride earnings of $49, tips of $19.61. Guys, this was really good right here. And the reason that tip was so nice, as you can see, like this one right here, it started at 9:25. I picked them up and brought them into Boston. It was a group of girls. younger girls, young professional girls. They were going out. We had a really fun ride. I was able to, they gave them the aux cord. Make sure you have an aux cord so people can play their own music, especially at night. During the day, I really don't care. But when people are going out in groups and they're going out at night, they want to have their own music. They want to, keep their party going. They were probably doing a little pregame before they got in the car. So, give them their music, let them have some fun. We were blasting music, and we're having a lot of fun in there, and they were really enjoying it. And that's the reason that they gave me these tips. So it was a $33 ride. That's what I made. But then they gave me almost $20 in tips on top. Guys, that's a huge, huge bonus right there. And this is mainly because I let them have a good time in my car. We blasted music. I let them play their own music. Make sure you cater to your passengers. You got to think about the mind frame that they're in at certain times of the day. I don't need the aux cord's not important to my day passengers because typically they're traveling for business, they're traveling to work and things of that nature, or to the airport. The aux cord's not that important. To the night crowd, the college students going out, the young professionals, they're going out in a big group. They order an XL. There's 6 of them, 5 to 6 of them, and they really want, you got to make sure that you provide a good time. So definitely make sure you have the music, the ability for them to play their own music. That's a big key. That's how I earned that tip, and just let them have some fun. So let's look at some other rides. That was just for Saturday night, so let's go back another one. So these days, they weren't big days, but I did also drive Uber for the week too. So if you want to see more of those videos, the link will be in the description. You can also check out the card right here. Let's see these other days. Here's a good day. On Wednesday, I had 8 rides. Let's see what Wednesday brought us, okay? Because this is like a typically high number for Wednesday. Ride earnings were 160, tips were 24. It's not 20%, but it is over 10% in tips. That's a real, right on point right there. We had a Lux Black for $20. That was a 14-minute ride. We had a Lyft XL, $10. Lyft LUX, $18.75. Another XL, $29 plus a $7 tip. That's worth it. A Lux ride, 11 minutes for $14. Look at the time that you're spending on your rides and how much money you're making. If you're not driving Lux, I mean, that's a really good rate right there. 11 minutes for $15. I would say 5 of those. If I did that on a full ride into an hour, 5 of them, $55, $75 actually. $75 I would get if that was an hour-long ride. Passenger canceled, $5. Love those. A Lux Black XL, $18, 54, 5-minute ride. For a 5-minute ride, I made about $20. They didn't tip, but they were just going right around the corner. Yeah, I'll take those all day. Oh, I remember this day now. This was a day which was kind of random. I actually posted, I said I was grinding it out, and I was over by the hospital, and I ended up getting like rides just again and again and again and again. Middle of the day, and I was just like blowing up, and I couldn't even get a second. $37 for an XL at a little after noon, plus a $12 tip. That was really good. Those people were from Kuwait. It was a little difficult communicating. I picked them up at the hospital. They had, the guy had a wheelchair, and we helped them in. I helped them out, folding up the wheelchair, loading up the car. And this is what I talk about all the time. I say, you have to provide service. You have to provide service to your customers, and the riders are your customers. And if you want to earn tips, you have to go the extra mile, okay? Just sitting in your car and not helping them, that's not going to earn you any tips. Show a little respect. Show that their business is important to you. Get out of the car and help anytime that you can. Maybe even hold the door for ladies that want to get, that are coming into your car. That'll go a long way too. That shows respect. That shows chivalry. It's just, when you make somebody feel good, they're going to tip you. All right? I guarantee it. If you make somebody feel good, they'll tip you. Don't be getting any dirty ideas. I'm just talking about make them feel important and, make them feel like you care. So that was an XL for $37 plus the $12 tip. And then it looks like we also had an XL in the morning for $15. So that was a pretty good day. Thursday even looked pretty good too. So let's go through that, and then maybe even on Friday we'll check it out. So Thursday, ride earnings $134 plus a $23 in tips. So that was just under 20%, guys. So when I talk about getting tips, like what I'm saying makes sense, right? Like I don't know what you get in tips, and comment below. Do you do nothing and get good tips, or do you actually provide a little bit more service and get tips? I would love to hear what you have to say. So going from top to bottom here, it goes backwards from my last ride to my first ride. Lyft XL, $21, no tip. Then here we go, a Lux, $11 plus an $8 tip. That's almost 100%. That's like 80% right there. We had a Lux ride, $9 plus a $4 tip. Lux ride, $13 plus $3 tip. A Lux ride for $12. An XL, $9.50 plus $3. Those are good tips right there. And then we had a Lux, $59 plus a $5 tip. That was a pretty good ride. You know, I'm happy to have those kind of rides. Now, there was one that I want to showcase. So this one right here at 304, it was a Lux ride for $9.15, guys. $9.15 and plus a $4 tip. So, and that was in 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, I was able to make $13. Now, that actually turned into a lot more money. It turned into like an extra $70. And I know you're wondering how, right? So make sure you stay tuned because I'm going to show you exactly how. I'm going to show you that right now, what happened. So that was a Thursday ride. And then, so I was able to hand her a card. And then after I handed her my card, I asked her if I could take her to the airport in the morning because I struck up the conversation, found out she was leaving. When she was leaving, I'm like, oh, can I drive you to the airport? And this is so good that you want to do this on your premium rides, especially because they're hard to come by, right? They're far and few between, and you want to make sure you can capitalize. So this is like my #1 tip if you're going to drive premium rides. Have business cards. I don't have any right here, but if I had the business cards, I would show you. It's very simple. I was able to secure her, ask her for her business, and then I was able to get a ride from her the next day, and that was on Friday morning. It was early, and I was hurting, right, because I stayed out late on Thursday night to drive, and then I picked her up. It was a $48 ride, and she gave me an $18 tip on top. So $18 tip on top of there, that's like a 40% tip. She gave me a 40% tip, and a couple of reasons here, right? I asked for her business, so I have a nice car. I asked for her business. I was clean and ready to go. The car is always clean. Okay, and then I was able to strike up good conversation on our ride to the airport. I got her to open up about herself, her family, you know, her husband, her kids. We have something in common that we both have children, so it was easy to connect, I guess, in that sense. This is a skill that I've been learning and honing for several years now. So, but once you can connect with your passenger and you can create and you can share a commonality, the tips are going to be a lot better. I guarantee it, all right? So that's my #1 tip. So other than that, what did I say? I wanted to show you guys something. Oh yeah, here it is. Always check for these available pickups. You gotta check. It's $5 to $10. Like I'm gonna like waste my time for this. No, no, not doing it. Thanks for asking. So let's go in here. So here's what I want to show you. So right here is the Lyft driver app. I mean the passenger app. So I'm going to open up the app and I want to see who's around. So this is something that I do a lot when I'm waiting because I want to see who's around. So we'll go to Logan Airport. I'm going to skip which airline it is. I want to go to luxury. So I want to see who's here, because my normal spot has been getting blown up lately. There's been too many cars and not enough riders. So you can see where I'm at, and then right around here, right around me right now, there's 4 Lux drivers. How many Lux Black? There's a couple up here. Anybody down here? There's one guy down here. These are all the Lux drivers that are around me, and let's go to extra seats. And these are the XL drivers that are around me. This is a really, really, really good feature to use, guys, especially if you drive in the premium modes. You're like, oh, why am I not getting any rides? Open up the passenger app and see how many people are around you. And that'll be a good indication if you need to move your location or not, all right? So that's my #2 tip of the video. #2, okay? If you're gonna drive in the premium modes, you need to know who's around you. So 1, have cards, and then #2, keep an eye on who's around you, because there are a lot of drivers. Everybody's looking for those rides, all right? Everybody wants those big ticket numbers, those big ticket rides, and these guys are gonna be hanging out around you. They're always there, and I always move. I always check it, and then I move if there's a lot of people around me, because I wanna make sure I get a ride. All right, so positioning is the biggest thing, guys. And yeah, and if you want to see my Uber pay for the week, if you want to see it, definitely check it out. Click on the video right here, and you can see my Uber driver pay for the week and see what I made for the total. All right, so over here I did what, 5 something? Did 586. So check out the video, and then I will see you on the next one. Peace.